Rasputitsa. This is the Russian term for 2 seasons of the year, spring and autumn, when travel on unpaved roads or across the country becomes almost impossible, owing to muddy conditions from rain or melting snow. During this period, the worst enemy of the Panzers was not the Red Army, but Mother Nature. First, I would like to note that Rasputitsa caused a headache not only for the German, but for the Soviet tankers as well. But the Red Army had a simple, yet quite effective self-help method. They used a so-called unditching log. If a tank or another tracked vehicle got stuck in heavy mud, the log could be chained to the tracks at one end. This helped to spread the weight of the tank further, and the tank could gradually crawl out of the area it was stuck in. The method was not completely new. It was first used during World War I by the British. It is interesting to note that the method is used till the present days. The most modern Russian tanks still carry an unditching log on the back of the vehicle. And now, let's see the elegant but time-consuming and complicated German way. If a German tank got stuck in the mud, they first had to report this incident to the company commander via radio. The commander had to send another tank from the company to protect the vehicle, and in the same time he had to report the issue to the workshop company of the Panzer Regiment, which sent a recovery vehicle. In most cases, this was the Sonderkraftfahrzeug, so Special Purpose Vehicle 9 heavy prime mover, which would pull the unlucky Panzer out from the mud. The method, however, was not always feasible during combat conditions. It might happen that the recovery platoon's heavy prime movers were busy elsewhere, so the 2 tanks were out of action and waited. This is why it often happened that the German tank company solved the issue without any additional help. It means that the German tank, which was sent to provide security, simply pulled the stuck Panzer out from the mud. The work did not finish with the successful recovery itself. The track of the tank had to be cleaned, which was also a very long and tiring procedure for the crew. From 1942, the German army started to be better prepared for Rasputitsa. The previously mentioned heavy prime movers started to carry a large earth spade in the rear to anchor the tractor to the ground for pulling out heavy loads, with the winch installed in the middle of the chassis to the recovery vehicle. With the spade, the prime mover was able to pull any German armored fighting vehicle until the summer of 1943. With the appearance of the German heavy tanks such as the Tiger tank, a whole new problem started. Of course, Tiger tanks also stuck in the mud, and due to their size and weight, the recovery of these vehicles was to prove a real headache for the crews and the mechanics. The tanks were immensely valuable and had to be recovered at all cost. The main problem was that the standard German heavy recovery tractor, the previously mentioned Sonderkraftfahrzeug 9, could not tow the tank. Up to 3 tractors were usually the only way to tow the just one Tiger. This is how the German panzer troops started to use the same solution as at the beginning of the Russian campaign. Another Tiger from the same company or battalion was needed to tow the stuck machine, but on such occasions the engine of the towing vehicle often overheated and sometimes resulted in an engine breakdown or even fire. So Tiger tanks were therefore forbidden by regulations to tow their comrades. In practice, however, this order was routinely disobeyed, as the alternative could be the total loss of a large number of tanks that could otherwise have been easily saved. Another solution arrived in the form of the Bergepanzerwagen 5, often referred to simply as the Bergepanther. The idea of the Bergepanther recovery tank came about in 1943 because of the problems with the recovery of heavy and medium tanks. The first Bergepanthers were almost completed Panthers of the Ausführung D or D version, in which the manufacturer Mann company only omitted the tower. The crew consisted of at least 3 soldiers, with the device being operated by 2 soldiers in the vehicle. There were no square wooden and metal structures where the turret of the main battle tank was, and a powerful winch was embedded in the hull of the tank. The vehicle also had a large earth spade in the rear, which was much bigger than the one used by the Sonderkraftfahrzeug 9. The Bergepanther was quite reliable in its area of responsibility and, thanks to its armor, could also be used under enemy fire. Even the heavy Tiger I and other German heavy tanks and all their variants could be recovered without any problems by a Bergepanther and its winch. From late 1943 until 1945, around 330 Bergepanther of all designs were produced for the German army.